Hello, everybody. Welcome into the ESL Challenger League here for the South American Division, Season 48, of course. And, of course, the fans of Counter-Strike will be out. Maybe. There might be one or two fans. I think that's maybe about as many as we've got watching us all day long, mate. We've been on every shift here for sure, and it's been a lot of fun. So looking forward to getting into it. And it's quite nice to sort of switch between the regions and see what is universal, what is a bit different, what kind of personalities these types of teams have got. Fluxo versus Hype for the game today. Fluxo, a team that everyone's going to know at this point, even if you are just a watcher of the international Counter-Strike. There's going to be some names in here that you definitely recognize. Hype, meanwhile, a bit fresher, but also a few recognizable names on this team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this should be a cool game regardless. I think, obviously, you kind of touched on it. Fluxo are a side that everybody should know for the most part, because they've actually been doing a really good job, not only this season, but I think just generally, right? They've been climbing the ranks, looking like a side that people actually really can't underestimate. So far, played 6, won 6. I mean, it's pretty much as good as it gets, alongside, of course, Red Canids, who are in the same boat. Played a few more games. They are 10-0 right now for them. Over the other side, though, Hype played 6, won 2. Lost 4, not exactly being the smoothest sailing for them at the moment. So, yeah, I look at this with probably a bit of interest, more particularly on towards what Hype can bring to the table. I haven't actually caught this iteration of Hype as well yet, so I'm not really too sure what to expect out from them, in all honesty. They've a side who have been chopping and changing players left, right, and center. Obviously, for example, history, he came from Fluxo, literally not even that long ago. He was on the bench at Fluxo for a while. He joined this side 3 months ago, maybe. Leo Drunky also joined 3 months ago. Vinner, he joined 2 months ago. So they've been chopping and changing players for, a good chunk of time right now. And they're a side who basically in towards this year, the full 5 have only been together now for just a couple of months. So how deep does the strat book go and all the rest towards Hype? Who knows? But at least we know some of the individuals. History and Leo Drunky in particular are two that obviously are relatively well known within the Brazilian scene.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And the Hype squad have been performing pretty well, actually, I would say, for a team that's not been together super long. Took a map off a crew. I think that's fair credit. The only difficulty here is their most recent game a couple of weeks ago against Red Canids. They lost both maps in pretty one-sided fashion, right? So I think that's the game that unfortunately puts them in a problematic position now. They are sort of down here with Imperial and Bestia and whatnot, but they're at threat of, being in the relegation games and all this sort of stuff. So we'll see. There's a couple teams in here. I mean, Red Canids, as mentioned, they're one of them. They're flawless at the moment. Fluxo is the other, and then Pain's the one that I think everyone's really impressed with. So whether Hype can catch up to that, I don't think so. But if they can get themselves in that sort of top 10 spot where you are, I believe, in for playoffs if you make it into the top 10, 11 and 12, kind of just chilling for next season, 13, 14 after playoff, and then 15, 16 insta relegation for them. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be a pretty interesting few weeks. Some teams super deep in, like your Pains, like your Dusty Roots. Some teams less so. But as we get into the matchup itself, of course, as we mentioned, Fluxo, everybody will kind of know the Hype side of things, maybe a few names in there that you're not as familiar with, but these are the rosters as the crow flies.
Yes, exactly. And we're looking forward to this one. I think for Fluxo as well, it's always good to check in with this side. They have a hell of a lot to offer. They're a side who I think obviously recently have really been actually quite well making a name for themselves in the regions. Actually probably a team that should be kept an eye on for when we're talking about RMR qualification, potentially even major qualification. They missed out last time, but I think with this new look roster, I say new look, but a roster that's been together now for a few months. Obviously Art and Nyx came into the roster a couple of months ago themselves, but I think they want to be doing a really, really decent job. Art, we all know Art, obviously, from Furia. His tail end was a little bit tough, but I think since he's coming towards Fluxo, honestly, he's looked really good on an individual basis, especially domestically. Like, you can say what you want about Art on an international stage, but domestically, he's still up there. There's no two ways about it. And not even just in terms of the calling side of things, but he can actually just mechanically hold his own, and he has been holding his own. And the other one, of course, is Nyx, who, from my understanding, Nyx came from Fortnite, funnily enough. So he was a Fortnite pro for a couple of years, then sort of retired from that, started playing Counter-Strike again. I think he used to play a little bit back in the day, went to Fortnite pro, then came back and realized, Counter-Strike's where I want to be. And he joined the Fluxo team after, I think, making a bit of a name for himself domestically within the likes of FPL and the rest. This is our veto for the first best of one. For those who maybe don't know how South America works and all the rest, it is 2 best of ones back to back. You get a veto here for this first one, Ancient, and then when we start into our second best of one, when that veto happens, Ancient is instantly banned out in the first wave as the first ban, and then we go for another veto process again. So we get 2 different maps here. Ancient, though, will be our first, and yeah, pretty good map, I think. Both sides play it a lot. Both of them have got 18 maps played in the last few months, which is good for them. Bit of a better win rate over towards Fluxo, and also for Fluxo as well, probably ever so slightly higher caliber kind of competition.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I think certainly feels like that is going to be the case. I do believe we might have our player to watch here, if I'm not mistaken, to sort of go over and indeed sort of zoom in on. I think this was a player that you actually picked into, to be fair now. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, though. Lukowski coming through. He is that highest rated player at the moment. Maybe there's the argument for Zevi. Maybe talk me through why you picked Lukowski over Zevi.
Yeah, I love Zevi, and Zevi, for me, for any of those who've maybe followed me in any way, probably unlikely, but you'll know that Zevi and Skulls for a while were 2 guys that I always said were kind of the next up coming from the Brazilian scene, just because of their pain run at Melbourne. And I was tempted to go with my bias here, but I went for Lukowski because actually his recent form has looked good. But it's also about legacy, I think, for a little bit. He's getting up to he's just coming up to 2 years now in this team. He's the only kind of stalwart factor. But honestly, the past 3 months from him have really been clean. He's played some great Counter-Strike. I think he's really come into his own. And he's actually been so crucial to what has made Fluxo a very, very strong team, where they're picking up wins in like 80% of the matches they're playing. And even against tough teams they end up playing up against, teams like Red Canids, for example, who they lost to in the open qualifier in Rio. Red Canids are a very solid side at the moment, still taking them to 3. People like Lukowski are actually a very important reason as to why they were able to do that. So I think for me, as much as I always like to lean in favor of Zevi, and I still expect an absolute, firecracker out from Zevi coming through, right? Numbers galore, frags galore, and all the rest. Lukowski, I just think he's just so reliable, so solid, and so consistent for the side. And I think, especially from what we've done today, we've done the Asian region, EU region, and now into South America. I think we realize how important consistency is, especially in our previous game that we were just doing with Bait. We highlighted MPL, and he was the only consistent factor. 1.4 on maps 2 and 3, and like a 1.8 in towards map 1 rating-wise. Having a player like that you can rely on gives the team a lot of comfort. So for Lukowski, that was my main reason behind it.
All right, well explained, I suppose. Indeed, hopefully he can deliver. We were sort of let down maybe in our first game. Second game, a little more likely, as you say. MPL did look good. So expecting as much from this game, to be fair. Maybe across the board as well. We both predicted Fluxo here to take the victory. I think it's not controversial to say there might be a map in here that it could be brought down to that does slightly lean in favor of the side of Hype, but ultimately difficult to say at this stage whether that is going to be the case, of course. So I think for me, there's maybe a little bit of room for Hype to get something done here, but Fluxo are kind of the cleanest team coming into this particular matchup. And I think for me, should definitely keep this flawless streak going. They can catch pain for sure. They maybe have a few harder games on the way, right? If we look across it, they've had Bestia, they've had Sharks, and they've had Dusty Roots was actually their opening game. So I think seems like they were meant to be playing MIBR already, but there's no result on for that one. So not quite sure what's happened there. And then obviously they've got Hype coming in here. So they still have the likes of Pain, Red Canids, I guess MIBR at some point. Maybe Crew, you could argue, looking pretty good. Imperial have got a decent squad, just not been playing all that well at the moment. So, I think that they could catch up to the top dogs of Pain, but it is going to be a bit difficult. They've maybe got kind of lucky with the way that their fixtures have worked here in the early season.
It's true. And I think the main thing as well with this ECL is making sure that you get into those top spots. Then when it looks towards the playoffs, which they're pretty tough, those playoffs. They're pretty cutthroat, right? Is making sure that you have that preferential seeding. But we are live, ladies and gents. Welcome in towards Ancient, our first best of one of the day. We got Hype taking on Fluxo. Hype will be starting on that T side. Fluxo on the CT side. We have one pair of Julies. A little bit of Utah both ways.
All right, let's see. Julie's hidden out. Always a good spot for them. Nick's only one for him, however. 4v3. Okay, all right. What is going on? That is just unreal, to be honest. Bomb getting planted. Look at your minimap, though. Yeah, it's going crazy over here. They've maybe given up a bit too much space to get that bomb down. Che Jesus rolls in with a two-piece. It's all going to be on Molby, and not going to happen for him, unfortunately. Before I even really built it up, he will go down. So Fluxo come away with it. All down to a bit of Che Jesus as that bomb was getting planted.
Can I just say as well, Che Jesus, what a name. What a name. It just, I don't know what about it, but it just is cool. It's a cool name. And of course, a cool round from him on an individual basis. First round of the ball for Fluxo, of course, hype, get a bomb plant. And with a bomb plant, we know that means most likely case of a buy. But with the investment of a Tech 9, that makes me think that we are not investing here, which is actually quite interesting. A lot of teams, a bomb plant alone, regardless of how many kills you get, tempts in the buy in some way, whether it's full Mac 10s, full Tech 9s, and you try and go for more of the same. And as your loss bonus builds up, you continue sort of force buying, you get bomb plants. But yeah, a real passive decision made by Hyped early. Not sure I'm a huge fan of it. I always do think having that hard reset is maybe one way of going about it, but at least we know for a fact Hyped are going to have a real strong buy-in towards the next round. And if they are able to get a bomb plant out here, and if one or two individuals are able to get a couple of kills, that could actually technically tempt an AWP buy. So let's see. There's the first.
Yep. Okay. Could get a bit interesting from here. Art on this MP9. Not really the ideal range and liable to get overwhelmed if he's not careful. Bomb's gone down. This is money right now. Maybe give me one more kill and I think I'll be really happy, but certainly satisfied from this point given the minimal investment. It's going to be Leo Drunky out here. Jay chillin'. Go overlooked, but no. Okay, not overlooked at all. Art's going to pre-fire him. Knew exactly what was up. So Fluxo take it. Minimal damage on their side. However, conceding the bomb plant. I don't think they'll be upset in this early stage of the game, but it's certainly another issue that they were hoping to avoid.
Yeah, you just don't want to give them any sort of money in any way. I mean, I don't think even with the bomb plant, I mean, technically, actually, History can bring out an AWP if he actually wants to. 5.9k, there we go. So, like I said, I mean, you go for a full eco, you get a bomb plant and a couple of kills, and it can tempt an AWP investment, and they've got it. So, in all honesty, normally I don't like the lower buy, but in that instance, it is pretty sick. And having an AWP out third round on the T side after losing pistol, no one's really complaining here. However, there's an AWP on the other side for Zebi, which he's definitely not going to complain about himself. Cowsey making a bit of a move as the MP9 spamming. That timing was excellent, but History just collects himself well.
Oh, close to mid here. Could be dangerous. Zevi on the AWP. Trained on the wrong angles, but definitely flickable here. And with this kind of overwatch, Nix is going to go. Dig it in. They get on top of each other, though, and the AWP shot misses. It all falls apart in an instant. Felt like they had a good spot, but maybe a good defensive one, not necessarily a good offensive one. Flawless round for Hype comes in. And that will be that, I suppose. No real difficulty for them. It's going to be money just about for Fluxo to get a buyback, but yeah, that's a really difficult round to stomach early on, I feel.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Honestly, I think it all starts with History just getting the drop. Just even for a brief moment, catching one with the AWP earlier like that is massive. Just having that instance where you got an opening kill, then you get mid control and everything does start to slot into place. Oh, wait. First of all, for Hype is good, and it does actually force out just a really uncomfortable investment from Fluxo. However, me trying to contact through here, I don't like those plays. 9 times out of 10, not in towards Cave. And Zevi is all rattles off a lovely shot of his own. So they might already be feeling a little bit of the pressure here. He's making a move, and he, again, should have had a kill there, but it's the History AWP that still causes problems. The flashbang from History is a beaut as well.
Yeah, that's a really good flash to give them the upper hand. Great read to be like, okay, they're encroaching towards mid, probably looking to get as aggressive as they possibly can. So where do you go? It's sort of a donut move, or it's a cave move. In the end, it's kind of both. Find success in both areas. This could get a bit weird, though. Nyx is still in at cave, and the rest of B getting cleared. Now, with a 3v2, you could maybe afford to get this player in the form of Leo peeking into the cave, but he ain't doing that. He's just kind of holding on right now, hoping to get a step in his direction. Yeah, Nyx is a little bit like, it's a bit too quiet, man. Not heard anything for a good while. They've got to check their angles here, and they won't. Oh, it's 2 for him. There's only 15 seconds left, and he just makes it around the corner with 4 HP. Nade not going to take him. They'll give it up. They'll allow the bomb plant, but the 2v1, the spam is a great idea, just not quite on. There's no kit here, though, now, and the HP is so unbelievably low for Nyx. It might as well be a 1v1.
That's true. Leo starts to try and maneuver to isolate fights, but you'll realize sooner rather than later they're playing together, and he gets the high HP player first, but he can't transfer on towards Nyx. 4 points of HP, and he'll see the round off. Really nice work from him with 3 kills to his name, a double with the MP9. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. My God, what a show. And again, Fluxo, every single time it feels like they're down or maybe out, they find their way back in towards these rounds. The bomb ball, of course, similar thing. Needs a rebuy right back in for Hype. And of course, History getting out that fabled AWP. But Fluxo, slight lead for them. It is an awkward one, though. Again, we do have an MP9. Zevi will get out as all, but a double MP9 coming through for Fluxo. Despite winning rounds, it's still uber expensive.
Mid-aggression. So much utility out for this on the Hype side of things. They're going to have to do something with it. And a curious sort of setup. No one in Donut at the moment for Fluxo. Push down B. So they're using their resources pretty well. And that's kind of a art special, I feel like. Really try and get in the face. Dry move down the ramp. Che Jesus. Ooh, that's 2 shadows. What can he do from here, though, is the big question, of course. Flash has come round. The AWP holding down Donut, or is it? It's a little bit of a mess right now. They lose Che Jesus. They lose control of the site. See the plant.
Yeah, 2 prime opportunities. You know, one of the player coming out from Donut, and the other one being that close main position. They just, I think, actually played a little bit too passive. The MP9, as wild as it sounds, but in hindsight, probably would have or should have got maybe a little bit more active. You know, he has the 2 shadows spotted. Doesn't give away his position, but that fight's still semi at range when they're deep in towards main like that. Tough in the end, but will mean that we get to see once again a bit of success out for Hype, which is good. Right, keeping the pressure on. At least not allowing Fluxo to run riot too much. And this is the issue where we kind of mentioned it coming in towards this game. For Fluxo, they had good couple of rounds in a row, looking okay. But the issue is because they were expensive, it gives them nothing in those back pockets. And that is obviously the effect here. We get the double MP9 in towards that round there and a double MP9 out here. You still are having these slightly awkward buys.
Okay. Bit of a game on our hands, though, to be fair. I think it is still early doors, but we're expecting the big Fluxo to have a solid upper hand here. Cowsy. Oh, yeah. We'll eat that grenade. The flash over the top's a little dodgy. Art manages to get one because Rainy was so blind. Smoke's down here as well, I believe, from Nyx. So he's getting aggressive. He's holding the line. And they are scared off. So really nice start here for Fluxo.
Nyx hoping to catch another through the smoke as well. He's not getting exactly too far off, but Junkie gonna just tuck himself up by this box. And with the lack of noise, nobody spotted, no util. It seems like Fluxo are slightly tempted at dipping away and rotating back over towards A. And the further away they fall, the more perilous this B push becomes. Molotov going to come over. Zevi now holding. If he can catch one at the very least and set himself over towards long, there's maybe a chance.
Nyx Still a key angle over here. Leo's going to be on the right-hand side of your screen, though. Digging in behind. Maybe not even going to be needed. He just solidifies it, and super contact-heavy move from Hype. It's very, very simple, but super effective.
I got to say, on the other side as well, just a small thing, but there's a smoke down towards short. Leo Drunky just completely, their own team smoke, but he just completely ignores it, goes through it, right? And I think that's actually genuinely really, really funny in the sense that, in a sense, the AWP of Zevi's posted and thinking, right, I can't do anything here. No point holding this. That's a lost angle. Let me go back over towards long. But they just push through it. They completely disregard it, get a kill, get the information on the other, who then gets dropped by their player swinging out from sight. And before you know it, another round for Hype. So, honestly, pretty good Counter-Strike being played so far. I like what I'm seeing, though. I think Hype playing aggro, getting up in their face. They're at least starting to really test Fluxo on this CT side, not giving them a lot of luxury in terms of space or time. And I think having that is really helping them out. Fluxo, honestly, I think probably might have to see them get a little bit more aggro. At the moment, Fluxo are playing a little bit too passive for my liking, and Hype get way too much map control.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think that they've got a pretty solid pack going. Fluxo just don't really have much of an answer for it. Oh! Well. Nyx remains all alone on the USP. And he will go down. So no kills for the CT side, despite one being dead on the T side. Does happen from time to time, especially in the ecos. Everyone wants a piece. Everyone wants to add a number to their stat line. And in doing so, Rainy removed one. So 4-3 as Hype take the lead. Another strong buy coming round from Fluxo. Need to give us a bit of something here. Yes, it is the 4-3, but it's Hype that have really stolen the early stage of this half.
All right. Tough spot. And I think Fluxo are putting themselves in. Again, I need to see a little bit more aggression out from them. They can't give too much control early. You know, we're seeing Hype take shelf control more or less for free off the rip. At least this time we got a bit of mid control. However, Levy, like he was tempted to completely fall away towards Donut. We'll stick around towards Cubby for now. Housley left side. Might go overlooked. They're going to clear him. No, they're not. They don't clear him. Pretty sure Leo Drunky was looking there, but he just doesn't realize how deep the corner is.
History. Oh, shadow spotted. Yeah, shadow spotted for sure. Swaps off. A little panic tip, and he will get traded. Could have been a bigger moment, but yeah, it didn't quite work. 1-for-1 over on A. Also not going to work. They know where Rainy's at, vaguely, and they've got the bomb, of course. So not looking good for him. He does get the catch onto Che Jesus, kind of taking his eyes off the ball. Maybe eyes off the crosshair and onto the mini-map. All the same, surely not from here. I don't know, though. They're kind of split. It's just, this is where Ancient gets tough. There's so many angles to check. He's either got to run and just Hail Mary the fights, or he will run out of time. Lukazi takes him cleanly all the same.
Okay. Tied. Much nicer from Fluxo as well. I do think a lot of that comes down to that cave push, though. Just two, not even clear on that close left. You're going to play it together, at least swing together. It's a pretty common way of doing it is the first guy swings out looking right, and then the second guy swings out looking left. And more often than not, obviously, the first guy will fall in some way, but at least you have time to react and trade. Tough. But we'll call attack a pause, in all fairness, to discuss what went wrong there for Hype. And I think that's good. You know, a bit of a proactive attack pause too. A round lost sort of from the get-go. Maybe it should have been a little bit more competitive, and it wasn't. And we're going to discuss as to why. I like this. I think they're making sure that they give themselves opportunities to not let things slip away in this game. And so far, 4 on the T side isn't actually bad.
Another important round on the cards here. The swing of the pendulum is kind of back and forth at the moment, but Hype wanting to keep it in their favor. With the guns, they have looked stronger. Fair bit of utility laid down in the early stage. Oh, that's on. That's on.
Yeah.
Rainy. Yeah, could have held it, could have got it, but unfortunately, it will drop. And, yeah, he just didn't fancy it, I suppose.
Nix. Holding. Get one, looking for a second. There's history or find him. Lukowski answers back. Pop flash over. Trying to slow them down, but nobody's actually swung out yet. They have forced Hype away. However, one player spotted towards cave. Hang on a second. This could be a little awkward. Art trying to make sure he avoids the spam.
It's tough, man. They get the guy through cave, but there's not really anyone to support him, you know, or anyone to move up the ramp. So he kind of reveals his hand a bit too early. See what happens on the site. They both panic. They both look at cave, right? There was someone around on ramp. They could have made a deal of it. Art loves an SMG. Thus far, successful. Oh, that's a bit close. He will get traded out. The Glock brings it down to a 1v1. Okay. Not expected at all. And Rainey's on 5 HP. Where is this last man? They know that he's open. Is he going to have the info in that he's pistol whippable? Potentially not. He's sticking with the AWP. But a good spot here. He's not super close to the site. Knows that there's probably something funky going on. When this bomb goes down, he'll be ready for the A hit. But still, a firm reset of the round from Rainey here in the 1v1.
Okay. Potentially might be something to work with. Zevi, he's keeping the AWP out for this. Maybe unconfirmed damage, in all fairness, in some way. But I feel like it should be known. But maybe they don't realize how much they've actually done to him. Zevi just confident with the AWP. Tap on towards the bomb. Flash round. Zevi ignoring it. Does have a kit to work with. AWP peering on this corner. Knew he was there. Zevi, that is lightning fast from the AWPer. My God, not a bad one to find at all. As Fluxo, we're going to put up a 5th on the board. That's a beaut.
Yeah, man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. No margin for error on that shot, right? Like you see, he takes damage even despite sort of finding it. And arguably could have been a headshot. Just, I guess, the info wasn't there that, you know, you could use the pistol. Not confirming the tags or anything of the sort. So, close. But Fluxo don't really care so long as they get it. The buy looks decent. More SMGs into the mix once again. Art could have maybe even bought an M4 and a decent belt of utility, I'm pretty sure. But he's opted to stay on that MP9. It's a quick round from Hype to try and make it work. I thought Jay Jesus was in the spot there. Not going to be the case, but it's Zevi. There's a gap in between the smokes that he can capitalize on. 2v2 still, though. That bomb's been spilled absolutely miles away from these T-side players, trying to just play around the headshots, really. It's going to be history on the AWP. Knows where one's at, where's the other? Don't rightly know. Easier said than done from this position. A great little smoke to get them both out as well. Art will go into the mix and gets no scope down into the 1v1. Another sort of situation that feels losable. Oh, Nix will land the headshot. History was so close, but not close enough. It is Fluxo again to come out in the crunch.
So important. So important that they make that work. Oh, it got very close. Oh, just creeping through the smoke. Oh, it got very, very worrying. But all I think that Fluxo will care about is A, obviously the round being taken for them, but also B, on the other side too, and AWP being picked up as well. Money's a little tight over towards Fluxo, so having that AWP is pretty massive. I'll take that every day of the week. Already making a little move. Tech 9 for him. Deagle for Leo Junkie. We got a few Galils across the rest. A full buy here is obviously a pretty big call because you lose this one without a bomb plant and you will basically have no buy to work with in the next. Zevi, first man in contact it seems, and actually they're being forced further back. This is an awkward one. Hey, Jesus, first and the second, maybe the third as well, but he does only drop in low.
Kowzi creeps through, finds another. Damage is there. But again, these rounds being pulled close. Tap on the bomb, but doesn't really matter too much. They're able to find it through the smoke. History was low. All down to one, and yeah, Just being pulled pillar to post. Zevi will get him in the back eventually. Have to note, very out of character as well, maybe for the region and the way the game is going. Zevi's discipline there, right? He wanted to swing in, and he fought those instincts, and he was like, nah, I might get one, but I'm going to get overwhelmed. There's no point risking it, and it worked out really well to not have that AWP go down, to just keep the pressure of presence alive.
Yeah, it's true. Now, at least for Fluxo, they've guaranteed a lead. Pretty decent spot as well that we're in, where 8-4 is a real potential for Fluxo, which is a great way to start out towards Ancient, which is no longer a map, which is heralded as super CT-sided. Only Cowsey, that is so unfortunate. They just follow the traitors straight through. Nice find. He's back to a 4v4, and he gets out of there alive, which is the important thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, really, really important that he survives. Damage being dealt onto both sides here. Nick's left incredibly low by a bit of spammage. Oh, it's Vinner that comes through. Beautiful move. Just as the smoke goes down, they thought they maybe had a second. Not going to be the case. Pre-fire there onto the AWP. Brainy spots out the barrel, and Che Jesus, the last to fall. Hype. They brute force it, and eventually it works out. 7-5 at the tail end. We'll see how the second half pans out.
Welcome back. We're on the way towards the second half. Fluxo, a slim lead, 7-5. The lead for the second round. Looking to back a couple moments for sure. If more things were going right, we could have even seen an even half, if not a lead for them. But starting towards the would be huge. The Julies are Leo Drunky up close as well. History is a bit of a bait and switch, basically.
Yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting kind of setup. Could go very well, could immediately be bested. And that's kind of what happens if your Julies go early. It ruins the whole thing. 5v3 on plan. Definitely on the cards here. Beautiful little execute from Fluxo. Keep it simple. And the kills come your way. So looking very good for them. No kit. Oh, and no fancy here from Hype. They're actually going to try and back away now. Vinna Beast? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. He tries his best to take one with him, but not going to happen. The remaining two, the hunt is on. Fluxo like, not a chance. Not a chance you're saving. I think they may well have just sped past them, though.
Oh, I'll be sticking around.
Oh.
He wants the smoke.
Oh. Oh. Okay, well, he nearly got it. He nearly got it. A lot of damage done. No kill. Julie's out and dealt with. So, yeah, that paints a bit of a picture, doesn't it? I think Fluxo are going to just hold the W key here. And maybe, don't know if it's made its way down to Brazil. They might tap A once or twice and immediately stop running. So we'll see. We'll see. Very, very curious as to how this T side turns out, because that was quite something.
Yeah, it might be a sign of things to come, potentially, of how Fluxo are going to approach this, basically. I mean, we're probably looking at this as well as a side who are happy to take fights, right? And in a lot of these cases, for Fluxo, this sort of aggro style of play is something that they've done a lot of in South America. They just back themselves, but mechanically, probably the strongest side. Max 10 to 1 is actually the AKs that clean house in the end. They're only the one casualty, too. It ain't too shabby. No one's complaining about that one at all. Fluxo 9-5. Pretty healthy lead that they've put themselves in at the moment. Not a bad spot. And of course, on the other side for Hype, this gun round, uber important. You lose this, talking about Fluxo getting up towards 11. At that point, things become pretty problematic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is dangerous already. All right, Hype, let's see what you're made of, man. It can be difficult. A team like Fluxo are so happy to just scrap it out. That flash is not good. Results in a team kill. Everyone was blind going into B, and I don't think the CTs laid one down. There's no assist there, so one can only assume a team flash. They've just about picked up the pieces. Whether they can win the round or not is another question. Nick's happy as he gains his 11th kill. And Rainy here just walking in. It's about all they can do. They've got nothing to work with. Rainy trying to make it out. He will be granted that. I don't think they'll be as excited to hunt this time around, but that is, again, another relentless one from Fluxo.
My God. It just showcases, again, how quick they can play Counter-Strike. They are simply happy. It's a pleasure for them to get in towards these fights as soon as. Not bad, though, is it? Not bad at all. Radio keyboard of those M4. It's a small silver lining, but small is a loose one. A 10-5 now. This is a incredibly tough spot that we're in. I mean, realistically, for Hype, we're talking about them next being able to properly buy in Fluxo on 11. You lose that, you lose the game. I mean, simple as that. And then it actually is a pretty one-sided affair from what actually felt like quite a close game to start things off. Worrying time that we're in, that's for sure. Out towards mid. I mean, this round shouldn't be too much of it should be too difficult, really, for Fluxo. This should be a bit of a cakewalk. Only the one rifle, as long as they don't overfight it, should be fine.
Want some shadows, but they know what's up, and they're ready for him. So there goes the first, and to be honest, that might just be the round. You know, the A presence here from the CT side is pretty weak. And they sort of know it. Bomb is the only thing. It's going to be quite late getting into the mixture. In Red Room, they will try and reposition. Maybe in that donut area, try and overwhelm, catch a kill or two. They've not spent loads and loads, but suppose the M4 would be nice to keep into the next. However, they are unfettered here. Nix with the off angle. Loses his head. Bomb just about gets in. It's actually a risky kind of plant with the loss of donut control. Touchdown nade. Lukowski being annoying in CT, that is. So yeah, the M4 is going to go, okay, time to save. Time to just get that strong utility into the next. 11 rounds for Fluxo already. Where the hell did the half go?
Yeah, just shows how, again, how quick they are to play these T sides. They are so happy to take these engagements early as, and they're not being punished for it. So I don't blame them. You know, at the moment, they're in a spot where they can continuously just keep going back and forth in towards these very quick rounds. But at the moment, it's easy. Oh my God. In this round, obviously, it always felt like a bit of a throwaway. Still, 11-5. This next gun round is everything. Hype, you lose this. That's it, fellas. I mean, not gonna have the money really to work with. Surely no chance to push this towards overtime. Tough predicament that they're in. That's for sure. No timeouts being called either. Just coming straight back into it. Do have an orb. History's looked pretty good when he's been given opportunities, but at the very least, it's still a really tough spot that we're in. Hype at such a deficit. Is she going to try to play out towards mid? Oh, going to try and flash him off the corner. Maybe Che Jesus, in all fairness, can start to fight behind, but flash doesn't catch him. Lukowski will.
Yeah, just getting bested by contact here, though, man. Not a good look. Molby comes in. Big frag, big molly. That'll split them up, and he wins the next. Art goes too early. Can they recover it back? Flash comes in. Lukowski, what can he do? He's only human. You know, stare at it, die. Look away from it, die. Zebi a bit too slow. That looked slightly human as well. Che Jesus continues his reign of terror, however. B-bomb site, not fully secure, but looking good. Ooh, that's the big one. Rainey gives his life away, leaving Molby with 18 HP to do it all, essentially to keep Hype in this map.
1v2, like you said, to keep them afloat. Tough spot with how low Molby is as well. I don't know if it's going to get off the ground, and it doesn't. Che Jesus. Oh, he'll catch him. And that is going to be Fluxo. Map point for them. Deservedly so as well. They have just looked so damn clean. Every opportunity gifted over to them has been incredible. And for Hype, this second half has just never got off the ground. They've not looked good. They've struggled to even get fights in their favor. Never mind rounds. And well, a 7-round deficit feels like it's asking just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I do agree, sir. History takes out Art with the early shots. All over the place right now, Fluxo, so I don't know how this round's going to work for them. Leo Drunky ready, but Che Jesus readier. Brings it back in. So what do we have now on this T side of things? Players all over the place. Like I said, one in towards Donut. Might not be expected here. Lukowski, ooh, getting cheeky. Steps, barrel spotted. Nearly wins the fight, despite Molby having the knowledge. It's history with a big kill, though. That he well just do it here. We'll see. This would be heck of a thing. But Nix and Zevi have looked good.
True. They've got a massive gap here. I mean, in all fairness, Nix is going to walk out into a completely barren A site. Might peek towards the AWP, and he does. He doesn't even realize it. Left shoulder showing. And Zevi now left all alone. 1v4. This one's not getting off the ground, is it? He's going to wait for kills to potentially be gifted over to him. And in all fairness, might actually get a chance here. What's going to come down for the swing out? Bomb going to go down too. Is History going to go through this? Yes, he is. Why not? Takes a lot of damage, but he'll get the kill. I'll see after round as well. First round for Hype on their CT side. It's a hell of a long road to recovery, but the first step was the right step.
It's true. It is very true. We've got another map coming up as well after this one. Not going to ruin what it is, because you guys haven't seen it yet, but we have got the info in on that. So down to be a banger for sure. And Hype need to pick up a few rounds before going into that, I think, is one of the big things here. Okay, a little on top of each other there at elbow. No one on the other side of the smoke, though. Lukowski just keeps on going, man. This was our guy to watch, and I think he knows it. He's really after these kills.
Yeah, he wants to fight. He's happy to. Oh, Malby. Nice shot on towards Nyx, but Zevi then going to respond with the AWP. He's also had a couple of good moments as well, to be fair to him, Zevi. How's he going to try and get out in front here? He's not going to come down. It's an attempt to cut off rotations, but in all fairness, there's a massive gap on that Molotov.
Slowly her history splitting the difference, and he will drop Zevi. That's also the bomb down. Rainy comes in for one of his own. And suddenly a difficult round on the cards. Che Jesus going to get checked. He looks so good. Is he ready for the second player, though? I don't think so. Nade in hand. Gives it a good try, but good try is not going to be enough. 1v2. Where the heck is Lukowski? Is the question that they're asking right now. You know, where is this guy? He's been a problem for a good while. He's got to recover that bomb and then probably look to move back towards A. Especially if he's walking here. The AWP on the watch, but also doubtful. It's a confusing sort of round to be playing here.
1v2, though. Definitely doable. As long as he gets that bomb. Which, in all fairness, they're going to give him it. They're going to allow him to have this bomb, but it's just about where he goes now. Heading over towards A. AWP here to meet him, and I feel like... Yeah, he just didn't even want to give it a go. Once he picked up the bomb, he could have basically ran knife out all the way and maybe just squeezed it out. But I think he just said to himself, when he cuts in towards that left-hand side of donut, he's like, it's not worth it. If he had maybe pushed out a donut, picked up the bomb and just ran all the way, he could have planted boxes for donut side, and even then it would have been close. And granted, the AWP was in CT. I think he just realizes the second he picks up the bomb, it's like, it's actually not worth it. I don't know where they are. I don't want to die for time either. Let me just keep on what I've got. At least we have something to work with in towards the next. So back-to-back rounds for Hype isn't actually bad, in all fairness. So at least I'm going to make something of this. Oh my god, Leo Junkie. He hasn't been spotted yet. There isn't a gap in that smoke just yet. As it starts to fade, however, be in a bit of a predicament. That smoke will replenish on top of them.
I thought it was maybe a little too deep, but it's actually perfect. And they drop down. They could have stuck with that and got an awful lot, but yeah, boosting over that smoke. Pretty tough. Would have worked in Go, but with the way that that channel is, the volumetric smokes, it goes up quite high. So yeah, difficult, but you can spot them boosting up. To shelf, of course. Either way, Fluxo, very limited utility for them. Smoke changing hands. Zevi knows the lineup. Oh. Okay. They are going for it. For a second, they weren't, but now they are. Going to be an A play here, and Hype really comfortable behind. This is looking good. This is looking like a great setup from them, to be honest. History trained in on that AWP. Shadow spotted. Knows there is a player coming. Flash in. Totally ineffective against the AWP, and Mulby's just going to hold here. Try and deny that bomb plant. They are not checking him at all. Take what you can get here, my friends. It's a double kill. It's a bomb drop. Looks really good for Hype. They've got the donut presence coming in as well. No smoke to deal with that. Fluxo, not a clue. Nothing they can do. Yeah,
Lukowski just keep on what he's got. He literally can't do anything here. A simple thing, just not clearing that one angle. Keep that AK alive. But that is actually all they're going to have to work with. So, I mean, credit to Hype. They're actually making a bit of a run here. This is now 3 rounds in a row, all of which are actually quite cleanly taken as well. And probably safe to say a little bit damning as well. I mean, Hype and playing great Counter-Strike and Fluxo, I think, are falling very flat on themselves. And one of the big things they've been doing is trying to significantly slow things down, right, and try and bait out fights. But Hype aren't really falling for it. They're happy to play passive, and it's working. So yeah, tough spot.
Ooh, that would have been a hell of a kill. Lukowski can't quite get it. Playing with fire here as he's left low. They are begging for him to trade that AK across, I guess. You see that? They were all like on top of him. Give me the AK. Give me the AK. Out in the middle of mid. Tag lands onto history. So not a bad start for Fluxo. Just need to convert some of this damage.
All right. Art. He's got armor. He's got an AK. Might be doable. If Art gets a kill, right? They send one of the Glocks in without armor as just a human flashbang. And then Art gets a kill on the trade. Somebody else picks up the AK. That's the way you're going to make it work. But we'll see. Maybe that's a little bit thoughtful. Maybe not. Oh, what a shot. What a shot for that first. Smoke going to come over towards short as well. So that leaves Vino on towards site alone. The bomb does cross as well. So we can get a plant out here.
Yeah, possible. Oh, Che Jesus does get banged out through the smoke. They're going to bail.
Oh, my.
And Morby is on it. So we'll see. This is going to be a bit tight, right? Because obviously you got to get the bomb across in low time. But Morby is here and could do the damage. Molotov going to force him backwards. He goes down in it.
Hello.
Oh, my God. What is going on here? Yeah, this is wild, man. This is wild. The backstab, the 4 HP backstab. I don't know, dog. Art's still alive on this AK. Zevi's got one now as well. Headshot angle. Oh, that's nasty. And the Glock, he's going to win the game. No, what's going on? Oh, my God. Okay. That took way too long, but they will manage to mow them down and finish it off. A chaotic finish from Fluxo. They'd have it no other way, but they will take the Ancient.
Oh, my God. There was a moment there. There was a moment where the Glock took like 2 extra bullets that it definitely didn't need. Thankfully, oh my God, thankfully, it doesn't make a difference at 13-8. Fluxo take the first best of 1. Really, really well done from them in the end. Maybe, took a little bit longer than it probably should have, but I think all that matters, they've taken it, they've got a win, and we can now say for them, it's another one on the board. 7 for 7 so far in the season as well, which is really, really good to see. For Hype, honestly, that tail end looked pretty good for a while. I just think, losing to that sort of a bye will completely overshadow what was actually a run of a good few rounds in a row, which finally woke them up on that CT side. And it probably should have been another one as well. So losing to full Glocks and a saved AK, it's a tough way to go about it. And that is kind of ultimately what we'll remember. Lucalzi, his stats, pretty solid. He wasn't actually the real star, though, in all fairness. It definitely wasn't the kind of the main man. I think across the board, there's a few different areas you can lean. I thought Zvi looked pretty good when he was given opportunities, but I think for me, Che Jesus was the main guy. I mean, consistently putting up some seriously good numbers. I think just tail end of that game as well had just shy of 100 ADR. So he was the real one who was very, very impressive. Lucalzi had his moments in all fairness, but didn't fly away with the frags.
Yeah, it's fair. I think he was like a nuisance in that second half, right? Just trying to get in there, take every single fight that presented itself. And some games he's going to be expected to do that. And I think the opponents will expect him to do that as well, is the key thing. So, they were a bit ready for the relentless aggression to come their way. He goes down, he gets traded, or indeed it was more Che Jesus being sort of sneaky with it. I think that was more impactful to say the least. But a great game overall. Fluxo looking good. Maybe takes them a bit of effort to close it out, but that can be the case when you hit 12 early. All the same, folks, we are going to take a break here. We got that next BO1 coming up. Fluxo have got the W already. They're looking to get 2 here tonight. See you in a bit. Yo, what up? Welcome back. We are moving into the second BO1 in this particular matchup, of course, with the way that it goes down now on the newer formats for the, well, basically every region apart from Europe. I think we'll keep it coming until, people are kind of used to it. So Hype have got an opportunity to get, a dub in that win column, and hopefully they can take a map here and start moving up a little bit, right? They started things relatively well. Couple maps taken in their earlier series, but unfortunately the Red Cannons have knocked them down pretty harshly, right? So they've got to try and recover things back as best they possibly can. But after that first map, I think it is going to be a challenge, to be honest with you, Neo. It looked like Fluxo, particularly on that T side when they could decide the battlegrounds, were looking very, very comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like for the most part, Fluxo looked really, really solid. They played good Counter-Strike. They didn't really felt like they ever were under too much pressure, I think is maybe the main thing for me. And the way I look at it now is a question of, when we head towards this Mirage, can we see a difference? However, there is one positive. The last time they played on Mirage, in all fairness, it did go towards a OOT. So maybe there might be a chance. And also, that was the one that's the only map the Hype have won off them this year, was a OOT. They did lose the series, but it was a best of 3, and they played Mirage, and it was, if I'm right in saying, Hype's pick, and they beat them 19-17. So maybe a chance for this Hype side to come through, put up a bit of a fight, look somewhat confident in a way. But I think for me, you can say whatever you want about the Hype versus Fluxo, but I think when it comes down to a map like Mirage, it is just down to individuals. There's nothing new on this map. We all know how to play it. Everybody knows how to play it, whether it's your pugs, whether it's a part of your map pool, and it still is a part of Fluxo's map pool. They've played it a hell of a lot of times, 20 times in the last couple of months. So it's definitely a strong part of their pool regardless. I'm looking through now, it's their second most played map, Nuke being their first most played, right? So I look at it here and I just say, Fluxo, they're going to have absolutely zero qualms about playing it. Yes, Hype beat them on it last time. Yes, it's Hype's best map, but I don't think Fluxo are going to think about that. I think they're going to think, we just beat them pretty comfortably, especially that second half. Yes, there was a bit of a hiccup at the tail end, but, in the end, they got eco'd to finish it off. So I think confidence is pretty high with Fluxo. I think they're coming in towards this with a hell of a lot of confidence, and I think heading in towards a map like Mirage, it's actually just going to allow for a lot more of those individuals to shine. We highlighted Luke Housley as our player to watch. As a rifler, this is a map in which he can get super active on. An AWPer like Zevi can play a lot of those high impact roles as well and look very, very strong. And even alongside him as well, Che Jesus looked incredible map number 1. If he's as mechanically sound as he was in Ancient, as he is in towards Mirage, he'll cause a real ruckus. And we know Art loves to call this. This was a large part of Furia's map pool for years, this Mirage, one in which they played so aggressive, so puggy, and Art will call that exact same style heading in towards this. So I don't think Fluxo are really too worried. Yes, it's arguably Hype's best map, but I don't think that'll phase them.
Yeah, going to be a difficult run here for sure. We are just about ready to get into the map. I mean, we'll see. I think early on there were some nice rounds out from Hype for sure. If they can tap back into that, and again, it might be beneficial for them. Try and get their presence early and just lay their foot down, so to speak, with some aggressive rounds. It's what the region enjoys, and it's what history is going to enjoy in this round. Dangerous against the Glocks, though. That's what can happen. You have to find the head instantly. It's a lot easier on those Glocks, it feels. Nice pickup from Zevi as well. Might just start to hammer this one in. Vinabeast at the back end of the site. Good for 1. That's not going to be enough. Rainy and Morby on the rotation. They know what's up. Just have to try and work their way back in here. Limited information to work with. Oh, there was a catch potential. Morby traded out. Tries his best to just keep his head on a swivel, but cannot do so. Rainy might just take his armor into the next, it feels like. He's begging for the fight, man, but they are only giving him the hardest ones possible. And he is indeed just going to grab his armor and get out of here. Again, they'll be after him. No chance at the save, they say. And he's happy to take the fights, but eventually goes down. That's a mid-air headshot from Zevi as well to close it.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad way to see it off as well, Fluxo. Coming towards that pistol, super aggro. Exactly what you'd expect out of them playing, right up in their face. Try and challenge them for Angels. Know that they can play this super sort of aggro style of play and know that it works. It's a really good sort of situation for Fluxo to step up in towards your first rounding towards your, I mean, a map in which, like we said, your opponent really likes, and make it look as clean as that. Fluxo gonna come through, and it's not a good start for Vinna as he gets caught by Art just as that smoke plumes. He was gonna boost him towards ladder there as well, actually. So they do still boost him up, but it's all gonna be for nothing because they've got a site.
Yeah, ultimately all good. Oh, overchecked angle, or unchecked angle, I should say, from Lukazi. Can't drop that Galil. They might try and do something with it. They might try and save it into the next, I suppose. It looks like, yeah, they're just going to group up and hopefully brute force their way through. Okay, no, actually, they turn tail and they will protect the president here. Get that Galil into the next. History fancies a cheaper round. It might possibly facilitate some kind of an AWP buy if they can drop that across. So we'll see what they decide to sort of do with it.
Art might get an exit here. Looks like the pistols are going to have a little look in. And Art happy to take these aim jewels. Okie dokie. That is a lovely tap for the third. Not bad. Not bad at all. 2-0 start for Fluxo. Nice and simple. No complaints at all. And now, once again, we get to see maybe what Hype have got in the locker. CT side was... It was tough, I think is probably the way they'll put it, on towards that map 1. They're hoping that maybe we can make something of this heading in towards this second look at it. If they can get this started a little bit, maybe it's a world.
Oh, a burst forwards here as Rainy will find one, but traded instantly through that smoke. This is a bit of something that we want to see out from Hype, though. Get your face in there and try and earn the early advantage. Nearly happens in this round. Not sure a 1-for-1 is going to be beneficial, though.
Let's go quiet. Jay Jesus. Holding. But again, nothing on offer here. He might be gifted one in a moment. History's playing up close. I'll be playing anti. Under a minute now as well. 4v4, and Fluxo are trying to hope that maybe the CT side try and get a little active or try to overthink the situation.
Not a lot of movement here. 35 seconds.
It's got to be an A play, right? It has to. But not giving themselves a lot of time, are they?
I wouldn't have said so. Flash is nice. Ooh. History's position kind of nicer. 2-on-2 still doable, but well, it's sort of a 1v1 on the A-bomb site. It's not a lot of help here for Zevi. Only 19 seconds. Let's get this bomb down. He's heard these footsteps as well. Definitely knows there's a player around here, but where the hell has he gone? The contact move is good from him, and he indeed catches Vinnabeast looking the wrong way. All going to be down to Leo.
That's fine. Zevi sees it off as well. 6-0 for Zevi. 4-1 for R. I mean, these two out the gates looking very, very comfortable indeed. You know, didn't give themselves a hell of a lot of time there, but honestly, at that tail end, that play, that execute, really, really cleanly done. Yeah, perfect. I mean, they really can't have any complaints at all. Now see Fluxo with a nice little 3-0 start for them. Hype with money, sadly, in the bin. And what can you do? You really do in this situation. Tough one, to say the least. I mean, if the M4 of Leo Junkie can get a little active, maybe a chance. But it looks like basically a complete gamble stack by the A site. Oh, the nade breaks open the smoke, and Leo's M4 gets caught. Might be a bit of a hero move to try and pick it up, and in all fairness, I think they'll get it. He's looking around for it. He's spamming the E key, and he actually couldn't find it.
Maybe a nade fell in afterwards or something? I'm not sure. Yeah, a little strange. But it has gone... Ah, there we go. Okay, so he does actually manage to scoop it quite far away from the death. So yeah, it must have gone blown somewhere. Whether they can get it working is, of course, another question. Lukazi is in a great spot. They're ready for him, though. It's a big old kill. Gonna get another out from jungle. And meanwhile, is headed to the other side of the map. Oh, how? How is Vinnabeast not gone down there? It's all going to be on Art. wild here for 2. Those were the easy ones, though. He's got to get the bomb back. He's got an AK to get through here. They're on top of each other. They're just using the sound cues as well. This bomb gets scooped, and Art will go down. One would assume. Oh, my goodness. That is too close for comfort. Hype will take it, and it's a big all-round to take.
Yeah, credit for even actually making that remotely competitive. That was basically a no-buy, right? Around 1 save them 4. And on the other side, too, it's a real weird thing as well, where I just feel like Fluxo completely overthink that situation. Tough. Tough, to say the least. Yeah, not the round that you want to be losing for Fluxo, because it has had a bit of a knock-on effect towards their econ, too. We're looking at them now with double AK, double Galil, and Jesus just the Glock? Oh, no, okay. We'll get a Deagle dropped over, but yeah, tough, man. Real tough. It actually has put this lead, what should have been a 4-0, now up in a bit of jeopardy. Lose this, money's broken. Hype can then tie this game up 3-all.
Slow around here. You can see both teams are a bit tense. Ah. Got a lurk smoke out. He was hoping to get lucky over there. Not going to happen. Easy finish. Classic Art move. Does not pay off. So, looking good for Hype in the early stage.
How's he? Just trying to tap away. Oh my god, Galil gets so close! He tries to go for a jumping shot and it would cost him his life. They were just so desperate for that kill. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that's got to be the round. As Che Jesus. No bomb, no hope. I might have to try and live up to his namesake a little bit here. He's hoping someone steps into his crosshair. I think he probably would benefit from going down here. He's not got a gun to save, so they're going to try and give it a go. Molby takes him. Flawless for Hype. Really, really big round for them.
Okay. Now Hype surely should tie this game up without breaking too much of a sweat. We're looking at them now in a position with no money to come through for Fluxo, no buy. Even a bomb plant feels slightly outlandish here. Yeah, real tough. Real tough spot. It just shows how losing that eco has absolutely flipped the script here.
Okay. What is that? Rainy,
Nice.
super clean. And then Art demolishes him, so really nice little trade-off from both players there. Goodness me. Just got to be wary of this scout then. Art actually has a bit of a nasty scout to him. It, of course, is the ultimate weapon of aggression in the right hands. And he is out towards the front, looking for more heads. Oh, God. Oh, no. Not like this, guys. Surely in towards short. Yeah, there's just no utility down. Lovely crossfire. They'll make it work. Molby with the triple, in fact, to see that one off. But still, return for the scout, to be fair. 2 heads is pretty nice.
3-all, though. Back into the guns for Fluxo. Yeah, you know, a couple of kills they'll take, but I think they're very still slightly reeling in a little way. I'm thinking, damn, how have we let things slip away from us? But still. For now. 3-all, and Fluxo T side can't start the 4 flat now there's guns in play. Molotov towards top boxes, a standard play. Actually, she's going to barrel up short here, and Leo gets caught, nade in hand. But Raiden hits you onto back quickly, and Reddy gets a second through the smoke. 3 kills for the CT side, all through smokes there.
Yeah, a little ridiculous. Beast trained in with the AWP. Slow to react, it must be said, but he still gets the kill. Che Jesus then from the underpass, looking to recover the bomb, find this 1v3. Not impossible. He's threading the needle here as well. He's going to leave the bomb for now. He's got plenty of time to get it, right? He needs a kill or 2 to just increase his confidence in winning this round, but no one is presenting. And if he goes through the old murder hole here, he will indeed be murdered. Unless he can get the drop, just not trained and ready. So Hype take the lead after a pretty explosive start from Fluxo. Hype are getting it done.
Honestly, looking pretty good. Hype are looking, like I said, happy to fight. And this is the issue where for Fluxo, I know obviously they're going to have a lot of tendencies to want to fight themselves. And there's really nothing against it, but they just need to be careful again, giving too many opportunities over towards a Hype side who seems like they haven't lost any confidence off the back of that map one, despite it ending obviously quite badly. Not actually being the most competitive of maps. This is a map we said they love and playing it to a pretty good level. Malby. Actually, Randy gets the first. Art gets caught. Flashbang. Randy gonna get a second as well. He's looked really good these last few rounds. 10-5 he finds himself.
Rainy. Clean find from him. Ooh, the Tech-9 is out, but unable to get anything done. This is getting scary, in fact. Hype are looking incredibly dominating here. Money really getting out of control. They don't even know what to do with it. So Fluxo are going to have to give us a good round, as it is starting to get to a point where Hype, you know, might have themselves the advantage, might have themselves a really clean first half here.
It's very true. They need to be careful. This game is most definitely, in some regards, on the cards here. 2-round lead for Hype. Back into the investment. Quick A play. First kill's good for Likalzi. Flash is coming through, and Stan Rady opting not to go through them.
And he gets tagged up pretty heavily. Oh, there's a nade or a wallbang? I'm not quite sure. Team kill off the back of the molly. What the hell is going on here? They pulled the bomb away as well. Nick's in a nice spot, so they'll plant for him. Flashes come in towards ET, try and make something of it. Again, not ideal. This is where the double AWP starts to let you down a little bit. On the retakes, it can be so very awkward, but maybe don't give it the beats. Oh, he misses the shot. Art will strike and clean up the round. Nick's not even getting giddy to, you know, take down the player on the backside. History knows what's up. Will cover the exit, will cover the retreat, but it's Fluxo back in with that all-important round that we were talking about they needed.
Yeah, that's true. Very true indeed. That Seaside had started to really falter. I think they would have been in a hell of a lot of trouble winning a round like that and actually winning it, what is, in the end, actually quite cleanly. As long as everyone survives, yeah, we're all good. And no complaints. Art, Zevi still having their moments. Changes 0-7, in all fairness, though. It's a little damning. He's normally... All right, he's off the back of last round. Or last map, I may say. He was looking very, very good. And now he's, unfortunately, dipped off a little bit. But still plenty of time to get back in towards this game. One round in it, though. And with this map being as CT-sided as it is, I would generally say Fluxo can get 5 or 6 rounds on T-side. You're honestly not actually doing all too bad.
Whoa. Warp shot nearly lands there. But no success. Likalzi out and completely unchecked. Ooh. Does get traded. Nix goes down. This could be problematic. Was Jesus spotted there? I don't think so. So he's just crept under. Might be able to do something with this. Keen head found, similar to Ancient, being a nuisance. That will create space for the bomb to get over. Flashes over the top now as they will create that space. It's a shift round towards CT that might not be expected here.
Ready. Playing anti as Leo Drunky trying to take contact in this 3 versus 3. The legs behind it. Low expect to come through as well. Art in the open is maybe slightly worrying. They are going to try and push through this smoke. Art falls. Chase Jesus gets his. Second kill of the round for him. They're going to come over. There's a lot of damage. Leo Drunk is on 1 point of HP. The luckiest man going. If he jumps up, he's definitely going to get caught. Dead man walking. And he is. Molotov will still catch Che, but Zevi trying to deny this one. But then he's not planted for him. Hang on a second. Zevi might not be able to deny. He can't. It's not planted for Zevi. And he can't deny that round going the way of Hype because he was playing too far away. Oh, that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, not good, man. Not good. Fluxo making a few mistakes across a number of rounds. And Hype are absolutely punishing them. This is kind of what we talked about coming into this map. It's a good one for Hype. You cannot pull any punches against this team. And Fluxo, yeah, maybe kind of lackadaisical with some of the moves, some of the approaches. Like the bomb plant there, it's a very simple thing. And late round setup just not sorted out, unfortunately. History on the angle. Easy. Too easy to find another advantage.
Very neat. Still wants to try and stick up close and play aggro. I mean, it's been working for him. History is going to dip away. Ooh, hang on. A bit of a tag on towards Arts. He's going so loud here. He's going to get the first kill. How does he get away with that so easily?
He's a mad guy, mate. That's the fires in which he was born, of course. And he'll just keep on going. There is no stopping Art once he gets going. However, there is a flank round here from Leo Junkie. Really, really good timing on this. And they're just banking on that, to be honest. Playing quite safe. Going to let him, yeah, be the monster. Finds one, finds two. He may well have heard the AWP round the corner. Not quite. 2-on-2 then, so it's not a round-winning play. Bomb definitely recoverable. Remaining CTs in at their namesake, so Plant will come in here for Connector. That's a big one found. Zevi got to do it all, and he's not quick enough round the corner. Big find for Hype. That gives them the lead at the turn of the half.
Yeah, honestly, pretty good stuff that we're seeing out from Hype. Good counter-strike. They never really seem out of these rounds. Every single time there's a bit of an opener or something that works in favor of Fluxo. It's quite constantly being thrown back in their face. Oh, tough. 7-4. Hype look a lot better on the seat side here than they did in towards Ancient. This is a map in which they can feel considerably cleaner on. All right. That's 7-4. Fluxo heading into the final round. Well, at least we do have a full buyout, and Zevi has his AWP. A lot of the success that they're finding is coming off the back of Art, though. If Art can't find a kill, it feels like the rest of this round sort of drifts away from them. Great damage.
Yeah, absolutely massive. Finnabeast a little lucky that Molly doesn't spread to him as well. He was quite blind for a while there. But edge of the smoke business. Oh, should have been at least one, maybe even two. Leo Junkie a little set up here. They're going to come charging at him, but it's not ideal parameters for the T side right now. Zevi's still low. Keep your eye on the minimap, though. Lukowski is finding kills, being annoying. Leo Junkie, right idea, but a bit aggy on the swing. So just Malby with a flank. They're all over the place right now. Crazy couple of rounds. He's spotted crossing, and Zevi takes the fight, wins it, brings that 7-5. It's not ideal for Fluxo, really, considering they won the pistol, but possibly can in the end. We're going to grab a break. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, one and all. Here we are into the second half of Mirage. Looking good for Fluxo towards the very tail end there, but Hype, of course, have got the lead. So this is going to get very, very interesting. We'll see. CT side of Fluxo, it's a pretty scary prospect, if you ask me.
It is, honestly, but I got to give credit to Hype. They look a lot better than they did in towards Ancient on that CT side especially, but we've got to look what this T side's about. T side Mirage is a bit of a different beast at times, especially at the pro level. Obviously, in your games, you'll be loving life. That lurk smoke actually missed. Should have gone over ticket, lands on ticket. Bash coming through. I mean, no one's towards A, but Arch going to get a kill on the flank. He then caught immediately. The question is, do we expect a second? Oh my god, they try to rotate the bomb away. Lukowski's there. That's a big find. That's a lot of information here for Fluxo. But then they're also getting flanked as well. What is happening?
Yeah, this game's getting a bit crazy. Molby, he's like, yo, I've got him. But Nix, unfortunately, sent him to bed. The Glock of Rainy will secure 2. What is going on? Oh, little foot spotted there in the con as well. So they're going to try and overwhelm that player together, I would imagine. Meanwhile, Lukowski, they know that he's on this flank. He's already got a kill. Nix changes up, still loses his head. The bomb's going B. I think the death cam info might just be there for Lukowski, but he kind of wants that kit. So it's a bit tough. I feel like he knows what's up, but he wanted the kit, right? So we'll see here. Big fight coming in against Beast. Looking to bolster each other. Ooh, he slipped under the shoulder peak. Could get a bit weird, but a nice angle from Rainy will indeed spot him out. Beast now should have this one locked in, you would assume. Lukowski, though. He's savvy. 1v1. Rainy pushed forwards into the fight here. Kit available for Lukowski. Doesn't have to rush it. Just needs the headshot. So he will take it nice and slow, and he gets it clean as you like. Defuse is easy with that kit.
My god, Lukowski. There's a reason why we highlighted this guy coming in towards this game. That is beautiful. What a 1v2 for him. What a round from him. But what a weird one in total. It was all over the place. Everybody fighting and looking so awkward in these flank upon flanks. But all that matters is that we find ourselves at a 7-6 scoreline. Fluxo start off well, and we won't see Hype buy off the back of their bomb pod and the 4 kills they find. They're still not tempted.
Ooh, are only good for 1. Could be a bit problematic. They will have eyes on here, as you can see. Just keep that M4 protected. In a way, it's a clever little bait that it's like, okay, they might trade it. They're all going to try and come for the M4, right? So they'll walk into the meat grind. I don't know. Maybe there's some logic behind Art's aggression after all.
Yeah, get used to this. Art loves this CT-side aggression. He loves pushing mid, loves pushing under as well. A lot of his calling comes down to his individual plays where he goes and gets information and all the rest. So this might be a bit of a standard. Still. Back underway into the full gun rounds. If an all part for history too. See what he can do with it.
Art. Oh, that flash is really nice. They're not able to find him, unfortunately. At least it gets him off the angle, gives them some control towards mid. Big nade. They're very, very low on kind of both sides of the equation. To be honest, it's the AWP and then Beast that chime in. Really good stuff for Hype. They forced the issue at middle, and it finds success, at least for now.
All right. A hell of a lot on offer at the moment. All a little quiet. $3v5 though for Hype. It's still not exactly a guarantee. Oh my god, how's he not got the kill there? The bullets are dead on, but History's still alive at 2 points of HP. Lucky man. But a 2v5, even though I think 4 out of 5 of them are tagged so low, surely this one's done. Che Jesus We'll clear this. Beast gets both at the end to make it a flawless round for Hype on their first gun round. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, absolutely great look from them. To be honest with you, as said, they force things pretty heavily in towards middle, just waiting for Fluxo on that error. And it is quite common for them to keep moving in, to keep giving the swings, even despite low HP bars. They punish. They really do punish. The late AWP peak. It is pretty smart. Draw them out. And knock them down. So, Hype going to take the lead back. And it is that all-important, as you said, first rifle round, a really good springboard to work from.
Shot from Zevi. Finds history. It's a big one as well. History's looked all right so far of this game. He'll take those. Zevi might get another as well. Creeping through the smoke, but it's starting to fade. He pulls off, but... oh, he gets caught through the wood. Still, boost into his window. Art gets one. Known quantity 2, and getting away from there is unlikely.
Nix. Tag down low, finished off.
Ooh.
Looking good, though. Deagle comes round to maybe start to hammer this one in, and Leo Junkie doesn't know where to look, man. Goes down. Fluxo winning out on the half by an absolute mess. But that's the way that they like it. They will indeed even things back up. Timeout coming in from Hype here. I think they understand, damn, we should be converting those. We need to be converting those. Money going to dry up after this round as well.
True. Big timeout to be had here for Hype. It's real big conversation, I think, needed for them too, where if this round slips away, they are going to have a bye here, but if it slips away, could be very difficult indeed. The play though off the back of this tack pause. They know that they like to get aggro in towards mid. They know that they like to push in towards B apartments as well. So how are they going to counter Flux's aggression? They're so happy to fight early doors in a lot of these situations on the CT side. It's something that it's a bit of a classic in terms of the Fluxo style of play. Art did this a hell of a lot on towards Furia, so it will be a well-known quantity. But what do we do to try and counter this?
You just know as well, as soon as you show presence somewhere, there is a guy on the other side of the map holding W coming behind you, you know?
Yeah.
So every round, it feels like you're on a bit of a timer. I like this, though. I think under is a great move to counter the aggression. Tapping away, but a little, yeah, giddy, you know? Not really trained in on any one angle, just hoping that someone walks into his crosshair. Maybe not a hitbox there, or maybe he just missed. I'm not quite sure. That felt like it was on for a tag at the very least. Caught out in the open. And the comms just all over the shop. Nix with this MP9 needed more. Hype right back in with one of their own as well. A lovely little switch up.
All right. Che Jesus. I mean, he's still close, but be very surprised if he's at all giving this a go, but he's been held for as well. I really don't think anything's going to get off the ground here. No, he's just sticking around to see if exits come his way. He should be fine to save. That's the main thing. Upgrade's going to come through as well. No AKs dropped over in the wrong hands is their idea. And that'll be that. And of course, they don't need an AWP either. History has his simple stuff. Bomb goes off. Che Jesus survives. It's fine. They can't really buy around him here. So Hype not only have a 9th, they probably get a 10th too, in all honesty.
Yeah, possible. Very, very possible. I think should do. Okay. Actually, might be a bit harder now.
Yeah. Big decision to fall by
I don't know,
here,
dog. I don't know. You lose this, probably down to 11. You know, so you got one buy to save the game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, dog.
Rather than just half buying, giving them 10 and being 10-8 down.
But you know what? The last force buy worked now. So surely
It's
this
true.
one's going to work too, man.
That's the mindset, isn't it?
That is
That's the confidence mindset.
Mm-hmm. All right. Slow outside of B. May well just go in for a full-on execute. Ready and waiting for some aggression, but none going to come. Che Jesus drops back. He's alone here, man. Just got to slow them down. What a flash. Lovely little bit of technology off the back wall as he will keep pushing forwards here, keep attempting the kills, and they are so distracted by him that they've forgot about all these other angles. Arc comes away with 2, and again, the low buy round might just work for Fluxo. Che Jesus, an absolute hero. Only 4 kills for him in the game, but this round, worth its weight in gold. History knows the location of 1, now 2. Tech9 out, but okay, hold on. Going down to the 1v1. There's no way. He's ready for Zevi. He comes off it. What is that shot? What is that shot? I don't believe it.
Oh my God, that is a ridiculous shot coming through. What is that? A flick with barely any information to go off is absolutely miraculous. And it will give Hype a 2-round lead. It stops that force buy from being converted again. And now we are in a spot where things are looking pretty damn good. Man, that is crazy. That is a crazy one to be kind of found in that sort of a sense. I mean, a 10-8 now and probably should be made 11. We've got 1 more gun round. 1 more gun round for Fluxo to deny Hype from taking this match and ending, well, 1-1, I guess, in the best ones, which against a side like Fluxo is honestly not bad. Fluxo are flawless up until this point.
Okay. All right. Needed a minute after that one. Unbelievable. May just have done enough for Hype. You would assume Art has got an MP9. One of the great questions of Counter-Strike is why he loves going for moves like this. But, you know, if he gets a kill or 2, he can buy another MP9 in the next round. So he's always going to have a gun. He's always going to have a gun. Maybe that's part of it, you know, the psychological warfare. Fully fledged A execute, though. Big fan of this from Hype. Keep it simple. First goes down nice and easy. 1 in towards CT and 3 men on the flank. So we'll see if they are indeed ready for that. The AWP is there for 1. Might not expect any more. And incoming with the AK is the jug. He's like, no. Trust me, there's always more. Zevi, though, he's maybe slipped the net ever so slightly.
Luke Housey and a Zeus. He tells me this one might not get too much. I mean, the USPS of Zevi is trying to do something, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Flashbang rounds. Yeah, Malby. We'll see him off in the end. Lukalzi, Zeus, unfortunately gets nothing, and Rainy will catch him at the end. 11-8. 1 more gun round to keep this team alive for Fluxo. I don't think off the back of that first match, we expected this to be the case. What a ridiculous showing out from Hype. Both halves, they've honestly looked really, really good. And now again, we're in a position where we have to say, on what has gone completely wrong for Fluxo on the C side, maybe at times a little bit too aggressive, how are they going to make this one flip on its head? We know if we can.
Okay, all to play for here for Fluxo. We expected a 2-0 from them. Maybe not super clean, but definitely keep that flawless streak going. They got some scary games on the docket in the next few weeks, one would assume. Rainy, nice shot from him. A few too many targets to pick from. Eventually will go down. 3 versus 2 on the all mid aggression. Morby nearly there with the timing. He's going to be left alone now. They've got the bomb. They might have heard him there as well. Maybe not an exact location, but just the fact that he's on A rather than B.
Nyx. Releasing towards top of Cat. It's not a bad place to hold. And obviously they got the bomb too. They still don't have any clue as to where Malby is now. I think they know he's got to be somewhere towards A in some region, but it's basically, is he rotating out via mid or is he coming into a CT? And you can see sort of by the way they're holding. Che's holding for the CT push. This shot here, which is the big one. Malby gets it, but he gets dicked. That probably means this round is done here. Bomb collected, however, and there was a potential LaPlante. Zevi hits the shot, however, and denies that case. Alrighty. 11-9. Fluxo stay afloat.
Indeed. And they may well be able to take it a bit further. Not going to be anything on the cards here, you would assume. Leo is pretty poor, so I think unfortunately they have to eco things, but then he might also need some support in the next round. Not sure if the weaponry will happen, but, you know, we saw Molby. He moved in a bit sort of automatically to Galil. Not a full spend from him, but he was like, I can buy down to 2k pretty comfortably, but they've kind of said, nah, we need some extra cash into this next round.
Trey Jesus. How will he fare against this block? It's crept up close. As he reloads, though, does dip away. Here's a bit of steps, but doesn't make a difference. They don't try and overwhelm him. He also has 3 players in support. Technically a 4th as well if you talk about the cat player too. It's a very heavy B lean for the CT side, which is the right call.
Yeah, it is indeed. They're starting to doubt it ever so slightly, though. Lukazi is on the way out here. So maybe that was all part of the plan. Draw some attention and then get the smoke down, plant in the smoke. Could be. Could be. It is one of the strats. It is one of the strats that exists. So we'll see what their game plan is here. Looks like the flash is going to be first. Yeah. Okay. I love it when they do this, though. You can... Those players are, like, talking to each other in TeamSpeak, you know, but they're doing, like, the body language, like, turning and looking at each other while they're talking to each other. I'm a big fan of when players do that. It's kind of funny. Nyx will pick a head out of the sky to start this one off.
Oh, my God, Nate. About nearly cost him his life, but he does dip back into us the rifle, and this one's seen up. Yeah, honestly, a bomb plant is really not even that bad out of this. Leo, any more at the end would be nice. It's not going to happen, though. He's seen off. Too shabby. Making sure that only the one casualty against that low buy. A bomb plant is a silver lining, which Hype will take. That means the buy-in towards the next, which is fine. Also means an all-button player they want it too. Ready, 5.8k. Malby, 6k. One of them can drop over history and AWP, and he can drop them an AK, all the rest. Let's see. Hype needs to win this, though, to keep this lead in their favor. Lose it. Fluxo tie the game up and put the pressure right back on.
Very clean indeed. The old plant in the smoke works out, so they should be able to get something real nice going in this round, you would assume. The lean at the moment, but again, maybe a bit of a fake out. Potentially like a dry run, bit of a tester of how they respond to the B aggression in the previous round.
Slower one, though, from Hypes. You can see there. Make sure that they don't do anything, I guess, too damning in this early part, which will cost them. Nadal bank and actually did a real hefty chunk to both Beast and Rainy. Oh, here's nade. Also, there's even more. Rainy's lucky he went left there as well, because that nade could have done a full 50 on him. Lukazi's gun's been spotted, but he will get the first. Good trade from Malby.
Oh, another one from Malby here. Could be huge. Art is in for the trade, however. He wants a bit more. Not going to happen. He needed to find the kill before disaster struck. Rainy in at connector. So a weird cut-off situation here for the CT side. I do appreciate that they're trying to come up with a bit of something, but they're unsure if mid and window, that kind of area, is it compromised? Fake out over here from Beast. Control on the A-bomb site from Rainy. Could be short-lived. Xavier's around. And if he moves in, he could drop this bomb. But all they needed was that short player to be drawn away. It's going to take the peek in. It's a bit late. He can't catch the player, but he does at the very least locate him and allows Zevi to move in to find the kill, drop the bomb, and deny the round.
A real damning thing now is Hype don't have any money. look where they're at the moment. I mean, Rainy will survive with this AK, which is fine, but there's just no money to work with for Hype. He's the only one who's going to have a full AK armor buy. Everybody else is going to go in towards sort of either a low buy here, complete low buy, or they try and force around this AK, which I don't know if that is the thing you want to be going for. So yeah, I don't know. Real difficult position that we're kind of put in. Unfortunately, we are into a tech pause, though. That's an awkward way to what was feeling like a really sort of hotly contested end towards this match. We are just hit with a little break. What can you do?
Yeah, it's the way it goes, man. It is the way it goes. I think maybe players also looking for a reason to straighten everything out before getting into these final couple of rounds. Can often be the case that, you know, if there is that 0.5% of loss, you need to just double check that it's not a consistent thing or your eyes were tricking you. But ultimately, an ice out, you know, a slowdown right at the tail end.
Yeah, bit of typing. My assumption, obviously, is that it's over towards Hype. It seems like everybody kind of reinvest into more util for Fluxo. So that would be the assumption it's over on that T side. Unfortunate timing, especially with Hype now, so having a lot of pressure on their shoulders of making sure this game doesn't slip away from what felt like a very comfortable spot they were in. Tech pause is done. And it is looking like it's going to be a little bit of a lesser investment. So 1 AK, a few upgraded pistols, a lot of hope on the shoulders here for Rainy to get super proactive. All 5 going towards A early. This might even be a quick A play. Just out the gates, just try and catch them off guard. They are going to be with a molly. Yeah, I think they want to go to quick A here, just trying to overwhelm.
Zevi on this AWP could be the danger man. Could lock this one in. Gotta be careful though, right? It's very tense out here as Fluxo continue mounting the comeback. It's all about that AK. In the hands of the monster right now. He has just slipped under. The flash is not quite good enough, however. Zevi still here. And keeping the pressure on. Bomb plants. Ooh, even that is under threat, actually. Yeah, really well played from Zevi there. For the entire team. Hardly any damage taken.
Exactly. Don't give them the fights. Don't give them the opportunities. Play it slow and steady and wait for those opportunities to arise for you. Nicely done. Nicely done indeed. All right. Now, at a 12-11 scoreline. Match point for Fluxo. What a resurgence from them. And Hype now trying to survive towards overtime. But it looks like Fluxo have really come alive here. When it matters most, they've started to find really good form. Well, it doesn't go in towards connector, but it stops to swing out. Already something. Fighting for mid-control, and the first fight goes well for Lukowski.
Big, very, very big indeed. Lukowski spots out another as well. Just got to be careful, but the overswing. Round number 24. Most important round of the damn game. And he gives them another fight all the same. Heart still here. Trade still here, though. Molotov doesn't quite spread. The nade does a decent chunk of damage. Zevi on the AWP, unsure of where to look. Art going to come and join the fray. He misses his chance, and Art loses his head. 3 versus 2, looking very, very good indeed. He doesn't quite break the smoke cleanly enough. Ooh. Down goes Zevi. It's Che Jesus to do it all here. Bomb plant coming in, and surely you feel no chance for this guy. He's going to try and jump in off the back of the nade sound. Maybe catches one, creeps over, jumps over, goes back round. Molby just not giving him the fight, however. Nobody giving him the fight right now. Full-on reposition for the bomb, meanwhile, as Rainy will make his way towards Palace. There's just no fights going down. Jay Jesus checking around, finished off, and the overtime required.
These two sides inseparable. I do feel a large part of that came down to, at one point, Hyper in such a leading position, and then let it slip away, sort of fell apart. And then just when it felt like Fluxo were putting up rounds in a row and looking good, again, same thing in reverse, where things do slip away from them. They lose control at the end. Tough. Tough position. Now heading in towards overtime, it really is a tough one to call. I mean, this could be a classic one where for Fluxo, they come right back into this and make it look pretty easy towards the seaside, which is a classic. Just when you need to close out a map and desperate for a round where you've hit 12, you find it straight in towards overtime. Inside 2, if hyped, or for hype, that could be the confidence maker for them.
Possible, very possible indeed. Leo and Rainey creeping up short here. Unreal that they get away with that, but they have.
Yeah.
And there's just no idea, no clue. Maybe thinking they were even like under those sound cues. All the same, 4 on 2. He is quickly down to just 1 now for the CT side. Servi. Oh, it's a nice couple of shots. Making me nervous here. We've had some crazy AWP rounds already. He has to drop back for now.
Yeah, he pulls away. Not sure how much of that was... I thought that potentially they were going back towards A, but now he's got a tough old retaking spot for him. Also, there's definitely an argument to be made as well of, do we actually even give this retake a go? I know a 1v2 might be tempted to jump it round, but yes, you're going to catch him with the AWP. There's an argument to be made there about actually not giving it a go, mainly because you can't actually buy an AWP 3 rounds in a row if you're losing, or if you don't save one over, you don't pick one up, or the rest. 2 in a row is fine, 3 not. Yeah, let's see. I mean, at least for hype. Back-to-back rounds on the T side, 1 in regulation, 1 in overtime. Keeping things afloat bit by bit. Hype keeping the pressure on Fluxo and still actually looking like generally the side you got to keep an eye on. Fluxo at times look a little flustered.
Yeah, absolutely. Plain A execute to come through here. Looks pretty clean. They will indeed gain control of the site quite easily here now. No real contest on the other side of these smokes. So bomb plant locked in. Can they win the round out though? Big damage comes from Art's Org. Even more landing here. It's looking good. These smokes have got to go down. It's really getting difficult to see anything at this stage. They try and create some space themselves, but Art will be the first to roll. Just one well-placed spray down to make all the difference. There's the first for Nix. Second, not quite there. It's Leo who gets said spray down and may well give hype the round.
Potentially. I mean, for Jay Jesus, he tried to catch one off guard. Maybe sticking around to see if there's an opportunity, but time too far ticked. He gets caught, and my God, hype 2 for 2 on T side. Ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. This is a crazy spot now. Hype, this T side looks very good from them. And on the other side too for Fluxo, they're dwindling a little bit. Thankfully, Lukowski, if they want to, can drop over the AWP, and he will. Like I said, though, you can't buy it 3 times in a row. If you do, die. Zevi didn't have enough money for him to actually be able to buy at all. Yeah, what do we got here? And Fluxo's side, who are floundering under the pressure a little bit. Things are looking tough, and hype so confident in some of these fights. History, Rainy, both having great moments.
Ooh. Leo with a tight angle, unable to find it. They go back for the bomb. Hello? Okay. Maybe a bit extra, my guy. Just threw the AWP out the map. But, you know, potentially just autopilot for him. Potentially just being funny. Keeping himself entertained in such a long and grueling map.
At least. We're at the moment. 5v5. No damage dealt. No fights taken. Oh, shot from Zevi. Damage dealt towards him, but a kill and getting away is all that matters.
Yeah, indeed. Really big deal here for Fluxo for them to be able to take at least one. netting another frag, so it looks very, very good. But oh, it's a danger, man. He gets spotted, still finds the head. The game continues looking good for him. However, this B bomb site, maybe not as weak as you might think, sir. Gets the molly out, commits to it, and Lucasi drops him. That feels like it should be all she wrote. Vinabeast is a little frustrated, maybe, but looking good nonetheless. Nade goes in. Lucasi with another clean kill. Down to just history. It was only 5 seconds. Oh, so it doesn't matter. There will go the first half. 14-13. Hype with a slim lead to work with.
It's true. All right. For Hype, at the very least, I think going 2-for-1 regardless, even if you do lose that first round, going 2-for-1 as a whole is actually a pretty decent spot to put yourselves in. Because you're going on towards what is the second most CT-sided map in the pool with a lot of confidence. I don't really think you could be all too worried. Not a bad little position, at the very least. Fluxo. For them, I still feel like they've been playing catch-up. Whether it's momentum, whether it's something, the entire way through.
Zevi holding for this aggression down towards the ramp, but nothing coming his way just yet. Crack angle here for Molby. Flash comes in, I think, yeah, that'll give it away. Get the smoke down and just keep them at bay. A very wide default here from Fluxo, just everyone prodding and poking, looking for that first kill.
Vinabeast over towards B, holding, but I don't know if he's going to get tested here. It does look like they actually are pulling away and actually repositioning towards under. Maybe mid-pressure is going to be the play rather than what initially looked like a bit of a B hit with an A fake.
Really strange round. I think Fluxo just looking to starve info.
Yeah, less than a minute. Not giving us a hell of a lot of time here. And double smoking the same position. Come on, fellas.
Not a good look. Not a good look. Let's slate into the game. They're going to be pushed backwards, but I think he might begin to know what is up. Nade. No damage at all. Ooh. But they've got good info. Rainy, keen headshot from him. Spam through the smoke. Does a bit more damage, but the kills are going the way of Fluxo. Are up through window with the AWP. Has just mowed 3 of them down. Okay. One in front, one to the side, one behind. Just to prove he can do it all.
Okay. Well, that was absolute carnage all the way through. I can't believe they actually get away with that round so cleanly, Fluxo. Just when it looked like for a moment it was going to be a complete shutdown. They got the read, double smoke window, gives away the position that they've taken that mid control. It looks like they want to go towards A. Molotov, nade, first fight found in jungle. It's looking all well and good. And then they just get overwhelmed. Yeah. Tough. Tough spot. Rainy. Set up close.
Dangerous spot. Yeah, I like it though, man. I like it. Could go overlooked. We've seen Fluxo making a couple of mistakes right at the tail end here. So there is certainly a chance if they even end up coming his way, and they will check him. Flies in quite literally for that frag. 5v3. Fluxo digging deep into the strat book here. Some really well-timed moments when it all comes together. This round, no mistake. AWP brings out. Lucasi comes close. Nade should get it. Does indeed. Oh, yes. He was trying to get away on the ladder, but not going to happen. Vinabeast, the only one left. Caught reloading, and he will indeed go down. It's Fluxo that hit the match point first.
Yeah. At the very least, he takes a dink as a small bit of ADR, but are we counting that as silver linings? No, not really. Ran out of ammo. Caught on the reload. And that is match point again towards Fluxo. Failed the first time. Maybe the second time. You can see them do so with it. Maybe a chance, but still thinking the other side as well. Hype never can count this side out. History and they're all up, and Rainy with that rifle have always had their moments too. They will catch Rainy early to take a hell of a lot of damage. 39 off the rip. Smoke comes down, that lurk smoke. Oh, Malby gives him a bit of space to work as he wants to play out just in front of Ticket. Going through the Molotov is a questionable one. He takes damage basically for nothing.
Nade comes round. Malby tries to take a peek, but just softened up and finished off. Looking real good here for Fluxo. Rainy in the thick of it. Can't get his multi-frag, but maybe we're on 3-on-3. Bomb doesn't feel safe to go for the plant. Only not really, far back enough to give him that space. They've got to clear out CT. Art's got to be the one to do it, but Nyx will actually find the kill. Felt like the old bait and switch. Not needed. Nyx left low. Plant now coming in. Fluxo with the upper hand. And just no confident here, it feels like, for Hype. Zevi will be smoked off. Gets the nade down again, just keeping you at bay. Plenty of time ticking across. There's no kit for these players. Not sure if there's one dropped on the site. Leo's going to be the brave one to go first, and he loses the back of his head. History 1v3, and he cannot get it done. Fluxo take it 16-14. It's a hard-fought battle. Felt like Hype were in a good spot, but all the way down to the wire. They did well to bring it to the overtime, but then the overtime looked flat in the end, right? Started off well, but just couldn't keep that momentum going.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very true. But hey, I mean, honestly, really, really well done for Fluxo. They dug deep there. Times are looking pretty tough for them at one point. They were struggling to get things going, but I made the most of it, heading towards overtime, and actually a really good T-side out from them at the end there. A tough game. Last time they played a Mirage, it was a few months ago now. I think it was a good, 3 or 4 at this point. But last time they did play a Mirage, it did go to overtime. That was double OT. This one only single, but even still, it just shows how close these two are specifically on that map. But it is Hype's best map and just one that Fluxo plays. So I think that probably shows, it's probably a pretty good telltale of actually the difference between these two sides. Overall, a 2-0 for Fluxo. They keep their flawless run. Lukowski had a great map as well out for him. Really, really nice to see, and continues to be super important towards this side. So for Fluxo, I think a really good win. I think one they can be quite happy with. Probably a bit they've learned from that as well, because Hype did actually manage to catch them quite off guard quite a few times actually on that T side. But in the end, a win to win. I think that's all that Fluxo really care about.
Yeah, no, that is very true. That is very true. I think Fluxo have done well throughout. Again, Hype shown us a little bit more of what they're capable of. A couple hot and cold games, though, right? We come back to sort of the Red Canids matchup where super, super flat from them. Hardly any rounds picked up across the course of both BO1s. So it does paint a bit of a picture that this team is kind of inconsistent. Some good individuals there. Rainy looked fantastic. History pretty good throughout. But there just needs to be an addition of structure maybe to this squad for them to make the deeper runs, make the higher runs. But folks, that is going to do us for today on the South American broadcast. Now, if you're up for this, if you're around for this, there is, of course, NA coming up a little bit later. So keep it open, right? And keep the socials on deck as well and all that good stuff. You'll know when the NA game is going down. But from the South American squad, that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.